to articulate the weight of it all. And on that, I know you've all been waiting. You've all been very, very patient. And for this, I'm really, really grateful. You deserve an explanation. You deserve transparency and honesty from me. This is all coming from a place of deep reflection and introspection. I've looked back on everything that happened and the way that it happened. I've truly agonised over every single word, each action that was taken, and I've realised that sometimes things, whilst it might be hard for you all to hear this, aren't as simple as they seem on the front of it. I never thought that it would be me in this position. I've seen these things happen to others many, many times, and I've almost laughed at the absurdity of their situation. So, to be sitting here in front of, all of you addressing something that frankly I never imagined would get this far is crazy to me. And I know that I've let some, potentially many of you, down. I've obviously seen the comments on YouTube justice if I just jumped right into the heart of the matter without first peeling back those layers that I just talked about. The layers of the onion and the lasagna. There's layers. I want to make sure that you understand the full picture, as it were. And I want to make sure that you're not all left with unanswered questions, because you just don't deserve that. You all deserve clarity, and you deserve good quality, put to the point answers, and that's what I'm here to give you. I think it's important to reflect on everything that's brought us here. We've been doing this together for 5 years now, and it was not always like this. I should like to think there was a time when things were just simpler, when you could wake up in the morning and just say, look, I'm going to make a video on this because I like this thing. And during those videos, you could say honestly whatever you liked, if you so choose. Things were simpler. It was about the content, it was about the connection and the experience with the community between me and you guys. I really miss that, and it feels like that's kind of after this situation and what is highlighted for me, my flaws, the flaws of the community at large, the YouTube community, social media. It just feels like that's changed. I miss those days when we could just enjoy anything without all of the external noise, this crazy drama that goes on, this search for drama. And I say this not specifically to downplay what's happened, because what happened happened, and I don't think that it's okay, as I know you know it's not okay either. But contextually it's important to remember the world and the times we live in. I'm really not trying to avoid responsibility. I just think this is all important to understanding, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then obviously H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, and then, at that point, X, Y, Z. These things lead on from one another in this sequential and difficult to navigate way. Very, very difficult to navigate way. So, let's all just sit back, take a deep breath together. Because going to address this together. There's a lot to unpack and a lot to go through. And to do all of that, introspection, retrospection, and dispection would be a lot for one person to handle alone. So, to know that I can, plug in a microphone, my trusty and trusted Blue Yeti, and sit in front of my computer with the weight of the world on my shoulders, and say to you guys, look, this is me laid bare. This is me with all of my faults and my flaws in this crazy, destructive world we all live in. Help me, and we can help this community to thrive, to grow. None of us are perfect, but then again, we're also not at fault for who we are and who we've become. And ultimately, I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. I want you guys to watch this video and by the end of it go, you missed out this, you missed out that, what about this, what about that? And then I can read those and go, hey, thanks dude, thank you for remembering about that thing that needs to be addressed. And I'll go to the other guy who also makes a comment who says you missed this and missed that. I'll go, hey, yeah, like, my bad. Obviously, this is a long video where I address absolutely everything in fine detail and confront each issue head on. So, yeah, absolutely, let me address that thing that you've just brought up as well that I forgot to discuss. So that's why this is a collaborative effort. So yes, I want to be thorough. To give this the attention